Very good morning children. Swati Shabnam again. Students, in the previous video we started this chapter A Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. But I am extremely sorry that I forgot to tell you about the date of birth and the date of death of Mandela, right? So first we will see that, then we will proceed towards describing the chapter. So students, Mandela was born on 18th July 1918, right? And when he died on 5 December 2013. So this was the lifespan of Nelson Mandela. Okay. So children, in the previous video we understood in detail about the speech of Mandela, right? Now we will discuss more about this chapter. Okay. So what Mandela now describes? He describes that people who were gathered in that inauguration ceremony, who were gathered in that swearing in ceremony, were singing two national anthems. And do you know, the both national anthems were different from each other. The one national anthem was sung by the white people and the another national anthem was sung by the black people. Right? So, one national anthem was which the white people were singing and another was sung by the black people. So, the first national anthem which whites were singing, which was sung by the white people, shows that the whites, means the people of white color, were superior, right? And the second national anthem was sung by the dark people, or the people of black color, and this national anthem was going to be the national anthem for a whole country. This was not going to exclude any part or any section of the society. So when these two anthems were played, the whites did not know the lyrics of the anthem sung by blacks, and similarly the blacks did not know the lyrics of the anthem sung by the whites. But Nelson Mandela was pleased. He was very happy to see that both the blacks and whites were giving respect to the anthem of each other by standing. Means what? When the national anthem of black people were sung, the whites were also standing, and when the national anthem of white people were sung, the blacks were also standing. But now there was going to be only one national anthem for the whole Africa. So Mandela believed that in the days to come, everyone will learn that anthem by heart. Right? Students, now we will discuss some very important lines said by Mandela. From these lines of Mandela, many a time a lot of questions arises. Okay. So, in the life of everybody, there are two kinds of responsibility. This has been said by Mandela himself. What he says, that in the life of everyone, every man has twin obligations. See, here you will get that line. In life, every man has twin obligations. So, we are describing this line right now. So Mandela says that in the life of everybody there are two kinds of responsibilities. First responsibility is towards the family, towards his parents, towards his wife and towards his children. And the second responsibility is towards the country, towards the community, towards its people, right? So in a free country or in a civil society, where all are equal and where everybody is given equal opportunity, in that kind of society it becomes easy for a person to complete both his responsibilities, his personal responsibilities also, his social responsibilities also. It becomes easy for a man to complete it. But further he says, before I became the president of South Africa, it was impossible for a man of my skin color to complete these two responsibilities, because the black people were treated very badly. They were completely neglected, they were not given any right, they were treated unequal, right? So that is why Mandela is saying that earlier it was almost impossible for me to complete any of these responsibilities. And why? Because they did not have any equal rights that time. They did not had any equal opportunity. So they could not take proper care of their family or their country. Why it was so, children? Because they were completely ignored. They were discriminated by the white people. Now Mandela further says that earlier in South Africa the condition was that if anybody tried to live as human being, means if anybody tried to complete his responsibilities, he was punished by the white people. And sometimes what used to happen, he was taken away from his family, he had to live alone, he had to live isolated, right? He was kept apart from his family. So Mandela in the beginning could not choose to keep his country above his family. And students, it is a human tendency. When we shall give an option in which we have to choose between family and country, we will certainly choose what? We will certainly choose our family first. So the same condition was with Mandela also. In his childhood he was unaware of these things, means he was unaware of the discrimination, the inequality, the deprivation of the rights. He was not knowing all these things. But when he grew up, he realized that neither he was only who was a sufferer, rather his whole neighborhood, means his brother, his sister, his neighbors, all were suffering from the same thing. Everybody was discriminated by the white people. So Mandela used to think that why in my country I am not given any right, what is this happening with me? So he was that time very confused. He was thinking, he used to think that why in my country I am treated as a slave, why everybody who is of white color used to discriminate with me. So when he realized that it was the problem with all the black skinned people, that time Mandela made up his mind. He decided to fight for it. And this fight was not personally for himself, rather it was going to be for all who were oppressed, who were discriminated. That is why finally he joined the African National Congress that we have read, ANC. This is the same party that won 252 seats out of 400 seats in the democracy. And finally Mandela becomes the first black president, right? So from that time when Mandela joined the party, his hunger for freedom kept increasing. That is why he came to the front, because he wanted freedom and he wanted respect for all the black people. Clear? Because Mandela was doing such a great work, so he could not live restrained to his family. Means he had to live apart from his family. He had to break the bondage between him and the family. So that is why he says his hunger of freedom changed a family loving man into a criminal. Students, can you tell me why Mandela calls himself criminal here? Because it was only due to this fight for freedom that he had to live in prison for 30 long years. And because he lived for so long years in the prison, that is why he is calling himself a criminal. Now Mandela talks about a person who thinks of taking the freedom away from anybody, right? He was of the opinion that such kind of persons are sick, they are narrow minded, they have very small thinking. And he was of the opinion that if I am snatching freedom of anybody, I also do not have right to live free. Means he was a person who wanted equal right, who wanted equal treatment, and who wanted to treat everybody equally in the society. He was not towards any caste system or any color system or any race system. He wanted his country to be free. He wanted all the persons, each and every person of his country, to get all the basic rights, all the opportunities, and all the freedom he deserved. So students, with this we come to an end of this chapter, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Hope you have understood it clearly, and you will now be able to write down its question answer yourself. Thank you.